So this is the hip joint mobility program that we're working on with this ATM series. So with this particular move, we're going to be working on figure eights of your hip joint, and the most important thing is not necessarily the leg that's moving, although you'll get a lot of activity in that hip and a lot of range of motion out of that hip, but the subtleties of what happens in your opposite hip. So when I stand up, you're going to see how one leg will be constantly moving and the other leg will be constantly adjusting. So like I said, it's not necessarily the largest impact for the leg that's moving, but the profound impact that's happening on the leg that's actually not moving but supporting and adjusting. So keep that in mind as you try and experiment with this. Now it's figure eights, so we're going to practice starting off a little bit slow with two different distinct circles going in opposite directions and then linking them together, and that will form an 8. So to start off, you allow your foot to root yourself down into the ground so you're nice and stable. And just to imagine these two circles, we're going to go counterclockwise with this top circle. So this is counterclockwise here. And this back circle is actually going to go clockwise. Now if we link these two together, we've got a clockwise circle here that turns into a counterclockwise circle, that turns into a counterclockwise circle, counterclockwise, clockwise, and linking the two circles together. Now once you get this pattern down, you're going to add some rotation to your hip by turning your right leg all the way in and starting to trace this with your heel. Same pattern, just rotation in your leg. And again, it's not necessarily what happens in this leg, in your right leg, although that's important. It's what happens in the leg that's supporting. So there's going to be subtle twists and turns here that are going to be really important. Now the same thing is going to happen when you start to reverse this pattern. So instead of going counterclockwise on top, we're going to go clockwise on top. And when you can wrap your head around this, we're going to go counterclockwise on the bottom. So clockwise, link it together, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. And then once you get this pattern down and it's comfortable, it's about making the movement actually happen with your heel. So turning your foot out, coming back across, and then when this is comfortable and easy, start doing the pattern actually off of the ground. So turning your foot in, lifting up, bringing out, turning in, lifting up, and then going the opposite direction. And again, it's what happens with your opposite hip, not necessarily with the hip that's moving, but regardless, you're going to have a little bit of burn on both sides because it's a lot of activity going both directions. So this is adding to our hip joint mobility, moving down from the legs, rather from the hips to the knees to the feet, and increasing that sophistication as we go through. So enjoy, have fun, and we'll see you again.